Today's topic is changing out a kitchen faucet. So if I turn this on, oftentimes what happens is this faucet will start to leak out of here. And what we want to do is obviously just replace that, because that's not a good idea. We don't want that. So first things what we're going to do is we are going to go down here and find your shutoffs. And here are some tools you might find super helpful or completely necessary. This one here in this case is just one of those helpful deals. Gets up underneath there and you can just turn it. You'll see in a minute what that makes. This here, we're going to end up changing out one of those supply lines as well. They call this a braided line. These are a lot better than this because this faucet that we have is not going to be in the exact same spot. So we'll just take that off, put a braided on, and that's where that'll come in handy. We're not going to install anything fancy here. Picked up this faucet at Lowe's. I've installed a few of these. I think it does a really good job and it's easy enough. These here are the new clips. Really enjoy those. Observant viewer would notice I've removed the garbage disposal as well. We're working on that. This one was leaking, so that's a different video. I've actually got a pretty good video of garbage disposal replacement on the channel. Just go back and check those out. Can you see that? Right there. There is the supply line, and then above that is a plastic tab that I cannot turn with my hands, which is where this will come in handy. Now that I'm laying on my head, you can see that this device is in my hand and it's wrapped around that there. So what you can do is you just get it on that nut and then you can simply twist it right off, no trouble. All right, and same for the plastic tab that's actually holding the faucet on. We just grab it and give it a twist. Super easy. All right, before you install the new faucet, make sure you clean all that junk off of there. You don't need all that stuff on there, and it's just not going to create a good seal. So use like a little 4-inch spat or something. Just clean that all off of it. To get that all out of the way, then you can find this. There's a little black piece that comes with these, and that's just going to be your seal for when you set it down. So get that situated. Set you there for a minute. Then you can just set this down in there like so. Should balance itself pretty good. Take these nuts and go put these on underneath. These new washers like this are going to go on so much easier. Make sure it's aesthetically pleasing. You know, make sure it's straight. Perfect. Him there a little bit. And then just tighten it up. You don't need to get a wrench on it. It doesn't need to be that tight. But then what we're going to do is we're going to take this supply line and we'll hook him up to where he belongs. But then this one is a fixed pipe, like I mentioned, so we'll put on a braided line for that in just a second. But inside these braided lines is simply a little rubber grommet in there, rubber seal rather, and so these don't need a wrench on them either. So you get them up just finger tight and then a quarter turn and it's done. How we do that is just get an oversized crescent wrench, and that little nut right there can come off. Not too difficult, came off super easy. We got the replacement braided line right there, 16 inches, and always make sure you get the right size. 1/2 inch, and in this case, that hole right there is a 3/8, okay? These shutoffs are pretty standard 3/8, and a faucet connection is pretty standard 1/2 inch. Super easy. Just again, get that finger tight, and you're ready to turn the water on. Don't want to turn the water on too high because obviously I got a hole down here, but nothing to it. We got it. Lastly, most important, if you take anything out of this video, remember every time you open and close these shutoffs, there's this little nut right here that sits below the handle. There's one, and then on right there, okay? Always make sure you tighten those back up. When you turn these handles back and forth, that'll loosen up, and that's what happens is when you get that water will drip out of that right by that handle. Once you have that, you just need to tighten these up. So you never want to get a call back because of something that should have been tightened up in the first place. So always just make sure these are snug. Again, you don't need to get crazy on it. You don't want to break these off, so be careful. But overall, super easy, nothing to it. Quick project.